reach for the sunshine. Gotta keep aiming at it.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Jesse Lee Falls podcast. Got some new news to drop on you. So first of all, I've got some pretty cool news to announce. And, you know, I was actually thinking, I wasn't sure if I actually wanted to do this because, you know, if I set out a goal and I put a goal out there that maybe I can't hit, then I'm going to end up looking kind of foolish. But I'm actually ready to let everybody know that I have officially quit drinking alcohol. And it's been 3 weeks, and I'm letting you guys know this because of how great I feel. I definitely noticed a change after 4 or 5 days that I was already, you know, just feeling better in general, waking up at a certain, you know, at a normal time, going to bed at a normal time. That was kind of the first change. But the reason why I wanted to actually bring this up is that my production level, my motivation level, and my optimism is through the roof. It's absolutely skyrocketed. So I guess the reason why I wanted to make this video is that if there are, you know, there's a lot of you artists out there that struggle with the same issue that I have with alcohol. And I want to let you guys know that you need to get addicted to success. You need to transmute the addiction to alcohol, because alcohol is just what we do because we don't feel good. Or for me, if I started feeling kind of like maybe my music career or things just aren't moving, then I'll go out and drink to make myself feel like, you know, I'm doing something. I don't know. It's a delusion. But I just want to let you guys know that what I've done is I'm transforming that addiction into being addicted to making money. And I started listening to some guys that I really respect as far as business people, like Gene Simmons and well, there's a lot. This guy I've been listening to, Alex Hormozy, who I've been kind of mentioning throughout the past episodes here. But there's a lot of entrepreneurs that I respect, and I started noticing a common denominator: that none of them drink. So I think not drinking is probably synonymous with success addiction. So these guys have figured out how to transmute addictions that work against them and, you know, transform them into addictions that are useful to them. And I'm not saying we should be addicted to money or love money or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. But I just want to let you guys know out there in podcast world that when it comes to music and playing in bars, you know, and then trying not to drink alcohol, like if you're like me and you really struggle with that, like especially after the gig, my thing is like once the gig is over, it's like, man, I want to slam a couple IPAs, you know, and get that good buzz on to decompress from the anxiety, you know, the nerves and all that stuff. But basically what's happening is I am suppressing my feelings. That's basically there's feelings and anxiety and emotions that are going on that it's hard to deal with and to kind of process. And then once you get done, putting it all out there on the stage, and then you get off the stage, to really put your mind at ease, it's a self-medicating thing. So I just wanted to put this out there that if I can put some sort of message out there, and the reason why I'm actually doing this is, and I tell you guys this, the reason why I do podcasting is because I'm holding myself accountable. That way, if I'm putting ideas out there into the universe, that I'm not some person who's sitting on the sidelines telling people how to do something, when it's like, this guy doesn't even do it himself. So I'm showing you guys that, like, I'm implementing these, and so I'm kind of coming out and telling you guys that I am not going to drink anymore. And the reason why is because starting now, these podcasts are going to be on Spotify and iHeartRadio and Amazon Audible. And, oh, by the way, if you guys really do believe in what I'm doing, please go to my Patreon site, the Jesse Lee Falls Band. Go to the Patreon site, and you can, give us a $5 donation subscription. I think it's $5 a month or whatever. We are trying to build subscribers that way, and please subscribe to this channel. Subscribing for free on YouTube is actually extremely helpful. It's a way for you guys to help the podcasters do something that's basically free, but obviously you have to find real value in what the podcast is. And so I hope you guys are finding value in what I'm doing here. The alcohol thing is just something that I really wanted to talk about it, because after feeling so good, just after the first week, and all this motivation and all this, like, and I'm optimistic, and I'm kind of crushing it in the booking department. I mean, I'm like really getting out there. I'm starting to network again. I actually called one of my drummers, Jerry Jakes, who lives over in Vancouver, and I called him today just to be like, hey, there's this coffee shop gig that they've been asking me to play for a while, but I've had to tell a lot of places no lately, because our rhythm section has just not been, we just can't seem to get a stable group of guys so that way I can book, because a lot of the people I play with, they play in a lot of different bands. So getting around that is really tough. But I got a hold of him just to let him know, like, hey man, I want to get out there. I want to start networking. There's some jam sessions that go on in Vancouver and Portland that I've been invited out to. I'm not just because I live on the coast, but because of the drinking part, because I like to have, pretty much a tall boy every night. And just that alone, I notice, like, I just feel like a completely different person. I feel healthier. I just feel better. And I just kind of want to let you guys know that it feels really good to start getting addicted to success, because I've been very, recluse and cut off from the world, because, I like to sit at home and have my beer and kind of tell the world to fuck off. And now I have a little bit more of this, like, I'm becoming a little bit more open, becoming a little more open to people, I think. And I wanted to share this with you guys because we're going to do a 1-year challenge, and we're going to see what kind of level of success I can hit in a year if I'm not drinking. So this is going to be fun. This is going to be a cool challenge, for me. And we get to kind of again, this is all about taking the journey together, so we can actually see what kind of productivity and what kind of output I can do in a matter of a year. And this is going to be really exciting. One of the major goals that I have is hitting 1,000 subscribers in a year. So if I can hit 1,000 subscribers in a year, and right now I'm at 81. So there you go. I'm documenting it now so we can see what the progress is. And today is April 29th. I believe it's April 29th. Yes, it's April 29th, 2025. So this time next year, we'll see where I'm at. And I'm kind of putting it out there for you guys too. You guys should challenge yourselves. Try not to drink. Just try not to drink at all. And see if your productivity rate increases. Also the thing about that though is that you got to have a natural drive for your business. You have to have a natural drive for pushing your band. And a lot of people don't know how to push their band. They don't know how to keep that momentum. They don't know the sales process. They don't even know where to start. And starting can be really hard. But you got to start writing your goals down. Start figuring out what your big goals are, down to the medium goals, down to the little goals. Goals you can do today, goals you can do in a week, goals you can do in a month, goals you can do in a year, 6 months to a year, whatever. And then if you want, go 3 to 5 years out if you want. But just be aware that a lot of things are going to change. The goalpost moves for sure. So, but just start checking things off your list, because if you're doing stuff, then you're actually moving forward. And that's what this is all about. This is about you finding the initiative to make your band and your business successful. And actually, the band part, to me, right now, what I'm doing is I'm utilizing my band as a catalyst to be successful. So, for example, what I've done is I've gotten my band members, because I actually have a very good group of guys who are, they've got jobs, they've got lives. They're actually looking to play with me because they love the music. I mean, who can argue? Who can, be angry at that? Like, they actually love the music. So they're here for what I would say the right reasons. They're not being transactional with me. And because they're not being transactional with me, I actually have just recently sold them on the idea that, what I want to do is, basically give them a very minimal amount of money at the end of the gigs, right? Give them basically like a minimum wage for their time, and then ultimately what the band pulls down after their minimum wage is paid, we get to take what I would call the lion's share of the gig money. And with that gig money, we've got a couple different portfolios open, and I'm going to go more into that because I'm going to do a whole podcast on how we're diversifying our funds, utilizing the majority of the band money that comes in from gigs. And I would suggest that you guys start doing the same thing. I'm trying to give you guys tips, but I'm also, using these tips myself in real time. And what I've come to figure out is, if I can get everybody to basically come together and pull the band money together exponentially, we're a lot richer. But taking that money and then putting it in different areas that aren't music, or actually there's a couple things that I'm doing that isn't, it actually is helping the brand. For example, t-shirts right now. I can get t-shirts for $339 through Five Boys, which I would suggest looking them up if you guys don't know about them. Five Boys, 100 t-shirts for $339, one color, one side. I mean, you can't go wrong. I've done 2 runs with them. I've already gone through 200 shirts, and I'm planning on making another run here shortly, because it was $3.99 and they dropped it $60. So they're making it very affordable for people like us. So there are ways to reinvest your money back into like something like t-shirts, because at $3.40 a shirt, you sell them for $20. I mean, you're looking at that's like 500% profit. So that's not something that you can say no to. So if, for example, we're going to do that, we're going to take some of this money, I'll reinvest it back into the band, maybe do shot glasses as well, because we're trying to figure out ways to help and partner up with the venues that book us, treat them like partners. So making shot glasses with our logo on them. Well, we play at bars, so not only can we be making a few extra bucks on the side with more merchandise, getting our logo out there, but it's an incentive for them to buy shots through the bar. You have a nice display, maybe a nice lighted display. So there's ways to do these things and be a better business partner to the venues that hire you, because what you want to do is just kind of set yourself apart. Go above and beyond, make yourself look better than everybody else. I mean, ultimately, that's what I mean by set yourself apart. Do things that are creative that other people don't think of, and help the bar actually do what their job is, which is to move booze. So, shot glasses, tumblers, pint glasses, whatever. You got to get pretty savvy with it, because I've been doing the research on it, and you got to go to the right sites, because otherwise the profit margin isn't really there. So, other than that, I'm just kind of putting all of this out there, because I do want to show you guys that if it's success, if it's or actually if it's financial success that you guys are after, I am going to be putting a lot, mainly all of my time, energy, and effort into that. And the music, I've been able to attract as much music as I want to me, but what I haven't been able to do is attract the financial success that is supposed to kind of, hopefully, that we want coming along with that. But without focusing on the financial success, it'll never happen, and it'll also never happen as long as you're drinking. And I'm really starting to, my eyes are opening up to that, and the success that I feel is imminent. That, because I already feel it. I already feel successful. It's crazy. The financial success is something that we have to get smarter about, but we should be using music as a catalyst to help that financial success, and getting smarter about diversifying our funds and all that good stuff. So definitely stay tuned for the next one, because the next podcast is going to be on that. It's going to be on showing you guys what I'm doing to diversify my funds, to ensure money in the future, to ensure hopefully a freaking retirement. I have no retirement plan. So I know a lot of you guys are in the same situation as I am. So let's get wealthy together. All right, guys. Cheers.